Hello, today the Governor and the Board met and kept interest rates on hold, which was pretty much unanimously anticipated. The message that I want to share with you as part of our PIPA message to property investors is with low interest rates, we've obviously seen a lot of activity in the property investment space. And that's healthy to some degree. In other words, not everyone in Australia can be an investor because it's logical, isn't it? If everyone has an investment property, who are going to be the renters who are going to rent those properties? So what we've actually seen over the last 6 months is a level of investment interest in property due to poor returns in other areas. In other words, with low cash rate, putting our money in term deposits isn't going to give us that return that we're looking for. So what's actually happening is we're seeing a swell of property investors coming into the market. And when we look at the Sydney market, we've got to be very, very careful. You don't want to speculate in this particular market. So what we've actually seen is APRA, who is the regulator for all of the lenders, has come in and said, look, our responsibility is to make sure you're doing comfortable lending practices. The health of our property market and the overall investments that are going on is very important to our overall economy. So we don't want it to overcook itself and have a big correction, because we know what happens when the financial sector collapses in on itself. It's called a GFC, and it has massive implications in terms of the general economic activity and will put us into a recession, if not a depression. So what they've done is they've gone to the lenders and said, we want you to change a few things. We want you to restrict the amount of borrowing that you're doing in the investment space. So on one hand, I'm pleased that they're looking at adjusting assessment rates and reducing the borrowing power of some borrowers, because we don't want speculation in property. If you get speculation in property, there's going to be a lot of people who lose money. So that I applaud them for. But what I'm not applauding them for is changes or influencing the banks to change LVR caps, negative gearing calculators, interest-only loans, reducing rental servicing calculations. That's not sensible. Okay, there is a 30 to 35% of the marketplace investing in property is a long-term norm in regards to the amount of property that's available for rent in Australia. So that's not a bad thing. So I say to APRA that congratulations on making sure that we're not overextending each household, but please let us get on with the job of doing what we do, and that is creating opportunities for our members and also for investors to get a good, healthy return on their retirement dollars, or to try to achieve that in terms of a self-funded retirement. So it's an important message for all those people watching this video, both our members, that we are definitely active in terms of talking to APRA and trying to get an understanding of what their full agenda is here, because this is our industry and it affects all of us in terms of how we're doing it. And from a consumer's point of view, I want to say to all consumers that you've got to start looking for opportunities outside these heated markets. Start thinking about being a borderless investor and looking at those opportunities where a marketplace is counter-cyclical, meaning that you don't want to chase a booming market, because as the boom finishes, there's a downturn in terms of price values. So go and do your research, and most importantly, start to talk to your professionals who are members of PIPA. So your financial planners who are members of PIPA, your qualified property investment advisors, your property managers, your accountants, all members of PIPA who specialise in property investment. They will be your A-team to take you forward.